Someone is jealous. You are their biggest competition. Yes, sir. Let me say it louder for my chosen ones in the back. Listen, family, someone is jealous. You are their biggest competition. I need somebody to drop in the comments and say, don't compete with me. Yes, sir. Make sure you drop in the comments, family, and say, don't compete with me. Now, the reason why this is a major problem is because the only person you should be competing against is the man in the mirror, right? Meaning you should only be competing with who you were the last year or the last 5 years, right? You should only be competing with the person who is battling addiction, the person who was battling social media, that smoke issue that you had, right? I'm talking about your old mishaps and your old mistakes. We should not be battling and competing with family members, friends, those who are, close to us in proximity, and we actually care about them. We should not compete against them, right? In fact, it is a sign of weakness, and this is what they have shown. I want y'all to understand something. A person who is jealous of you is going to always compete against you because they have something to prove, right? They got an entire different, agenda against you, a whole nother motive. Although for you, when you're talking to them on the phone, you're trying to pour into them. When you meet with them in person, you're trying to help them out. Whenever you are having conversations with them, the things that you're pouring into them comes from a genuine place. And the reason why they're not able to receive it is because they're not being genuine and sincere with you, right? So anything that you do, they think you're trying to one up. Anything that you say, they think you're trying to shine. So this is why you are their biggest competition, right? You're very talented. You're very gifted. You're very well-rounded, and etc., y'all. And they know that it's hard to compete with you. But the reason they are still in competition is because you are in the lead. Yep. Let me say that once again, y'all. The reason why they are still in competition with you, right? And by the way, this is a competition that you don't know anything about. You don't know nothing about this competition. But the reason why they are in competition with you still is because you are in the lead. Listen, y'all, winners focus on winning, okay? And losers focus on winners. Does that make sense? Yeah. And you happen to be the winner, all right? You don't got to have all the money in the world. You don't got to have every car. You don't got to have the best looking woman, the most powerful man. You don't have to have the most, all right? It's about what you have on the inside that separates you from everybody else who is jealous of you. That makes sense, y'all? Drop in the comments and let me know. But we're going to go ahead and get directly into the video because this right here happens to be a banger. Yes, y'all, another jealousy video. I haven't made one of these in a while, but I really feel like this is very important, especially in these times, y'all, when, people are struggling, when people are trying to figure it out. It's almost like having crabs in a bucket. When one person tends to get out, another crab tends to, pull them down, right? Anytime a person is in survival mode, it makes them operate differently, and that differently is not a good thing, all right? It's not just survival, it's cutthroat. If you know what I mean. So with that being said, y'all, we're going to go ahead and get directly into it. We are right here in front of the legendary Gray Couch. Anytime I'm in front of the legendary Gray Couch, something legendary going to be said, y'all, and that's just how they go. Secondly, family, I appreciate everybody who showed love on my snippet, y'all. Y'all know I'm about to get into the gospel rap thing. I'm about to really do Christian rap, y'all. Christian rap. I'm really about to do it. Last year, I teased y'all a little bit. But I don't think I took it as serious as I should. And it's not because I was just, playing around with it. It was simply because I was, preparing to move. For those who have been following me, y'all know I just moved over here like a year ago. Yeah, a year done went by fast, y'all. A whole year went by fast. So that's what I was focused on, but now I'm going to really get into it. So I just want to say I appreciate everybody who showed love. Y'all showed a lot of love. Y'all think we up 1,000 likes, almost, 10K views just on that, just raw, performance. So thank y'all. I wanted to tell y'all that. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into this video, for all my true chosen ones. Make sure y'all leave a thumbs up on this video. as well as subscribe to the channel. Yes, sir. Not only that, y'all, but y'all be sure to ring my bell so you can be notified after every single video I post. So yeah, y'all, here we are. Number one, this right here is a big one. They look up to you reluctantly, right? They look up to you reluctantly. That's very big because sometimes we think just because a person look up to us that it's with good intentions. Sometimes people look up to you because they don't have no choice, right? It's just like a sibling. If you are the older sibling and if you've always done great things and if you've always had attention and if everything has always been about you, even if you never made it about yourself, you just been, great at accumulating attention without trying, people are going to tend to look up to you reluctantly because you happen to be the biggest star in space. Right? So a great example of this, y'all, would be the movie Step Brothers. I'm sure y'all seen that movie. Got Will Ferrell in it. I think a guy by the name of John O'Reilly. I may be butchering his name, but I know for a fact his name is John. It got a few people in there, y'all, but the biggest character is Will Ferrell. But anyway, Will Ferrell played the stepbrother. He never left home. He stayed home till he was like 40-something years old or late 30s, right? And so his brother was younger, and his brother tended to be the one who always, got the attention. He was a jock. He had the girls. He had the lifestyle. Like, he was considered to be the cool one. On the other hand, Will Ferrell was considered to be like the lame, the dork, right? So every time his brother would come around, he would just straight up despise him. Now, in his defense, I will say that the guy who played his brother, I think his name was Derek inside the movie. That was his character. But I believe that Derek was like a jock, and he kind of was a butthole. I'm not going to lie to you. But the point that I'm making is that Will Ferrell was jealous of his brother because of his brother's success. He was married. He seemed to be happy, and his mom always talked about him. His stepdad loved him. Everybody loves him, right? So it created this level of jealousy outside of Derek being a jock. The point that I am making, y'all, is that he looked up to his brother reluctantly. Like, I have no choice. Mom loves you. Our new stepdad loves you. All of our friends loves you. Anybody I know loves you, right? So it kind of forces that space to where a person looks up to you reluctantly. That makes sense, y'all? Drop in the comments and let me know. Moving on to the next thing is going to be number 2. That is, they use you for information. Yeah, they use you for information. So people, when you are very informative, when you are very knowledgeable, when you even have wisdom, people will use you for what you know. Okay, you think that you're just giving out information. You think that you're just giving out wisdom, from a genuine place. But these other people are taking what you know, and maybe they're trying to use it for evil. Maybe they're trying to use it just so they can take the credit and act like they were the ones who, created it or came up with it. But the point that I'm making, y'all, is that a person who's in competition with you, they'll sit close to you, they'll call you, they'll come to your house, they will do things even for you because they're trying to get information, right? See, what a lot of people fail to realize is that a lot of times money is more valuable. I'm sorry, y'all. Information is more valuable than money, right? Let me say that once again. A lot of times information is more valuable than money. It really is, y'all. Because here's the thing. What good does money do when the product or service is unavailable for a person who don't know how to assess it? Did y'all hear what I said? What good is money to a person who wants to buy your product or service, but they are ill-informed or misinformed on how to get to that product or service? That means you can have all the money in the world, but if you don't know how to access it through the information, through the wisdom, or just through the connection of knowing the right person, your money is no good, right? Somebody drop in the comments and say money is not everything, right? Make sure somebody drop in the comments and say money is not everything. Reno, what are you saying right now? People don't want your money sometimes. Sometimes they want to use you for your information. All right. Y'all remember the movie Drumline with Nick Cannon. Okay. Nick Cannon was a good drummer, right? But he was arrogant, he was hot headed, and he had to learn the lesson. So he ended up getting kicked off of the drum line, and he tried to go over there to the director from Morris Brown, the one with the purple suits. For those who watch that movie, y'all know it's a classic movie. I definitely give it to him. But we all know who Director Lee is, right? He's the one who played something from the Bumblebee, and he was real critical. And matter of fact, he played a great scene on that movie as well, right? Not a scene, but just the entire movie. He went crazy. But the guy from Morris Brown, he wanted information from Nick Cannon, right? He was telling Nick Cannon, yeah, I'll pay for your school. I'll pay for this. I'll pay for that. Okay, cool. That sounds great. But then it came to it that all he wanted to use Nick Cannon for was his information. Information on what, Reno? He wanted to know what the drum line is going to do. He wanted to know what was the playbook. He wanted to, kind of interrupt and interfere what was going on over there at the school that Nick Cannon came from. He was never for Nick Cannon. He just wanted information. And so that's what I'm saying, y'all. The same thing with yourself. Some people just want to use you for your information. They are actually competitors. You are competition for them. All right? They're jealous of you. Number 3 is going to be this right here, y'all. They overload you with their success. They overload you with their success. See, it's nothing wrong when a person is allowing you to overload them with your success as well. Okay, and maybe I'm using the wrong word, overload, but we're going to run with it, right? Because I'm going to make sure I clear this up. But when I say overload, I'm just simply saying like, hey, man, I just accomplished this, bro. I accomplished that. Man, I did this, man. I'm really happy about this, man. But, hey, man, what you accomplished? What you had going on? Man, tell me about your day, right? That's mutual. But when a person is, yeah, I got this going on and such and such, such and such, and then you try to come in and they're like, oh, okay, that's what's up. But yeah, man, I got this right here, man. I'm about to go major, man. I'm about to go to the BET Awards. I'm about to do this. Yeah, I'm about to be a Major League Baseball player. But yeah, man, I'm trying to work on this little book, this little album. Oh, okay, cool. That's what's up. But yeah, you see what I'm saying, y'all? They're just going over and over and over again about what they are about to do. They're only talking about what's great to them. They're only talking about what is beneficial for them. That makes sense, y'all? Very selfish, right? But anyway, they overload you with their success. And that's just a lot of times, y'all, a sign of a person who's looking at you as their biggest competitor. Okay? And I'm going to say this too, y'all. Sometimes people love talking to you about what they have going on because they just want to ish on you. Yeah. They just want to ish on you. They want you to look like a little man, a little woman. Right? They just want to talk about how good their husband treating them, how good their wife is to them, how big their house is, how fast their new car is, what they traveled at. This is what they want to talk about. You know why? Because they're only overloading you with their success because they don't want to talk about yours. Your success is not important to them. What you have to offer is not important to them. I want to ish on you because you've always been first in their mind. I want to ish on you because you've always placed me last, or you've always had attention. You've always did this. I want to ish on you. Yeah, that's because, y'all, or a great sign of this is because they are overloading you with their success, right? Number 4 is going to be this right here, y'all. They are overly critical, all right? They are overly critical. Y'all, it's one thing for a person to give you constructive criticism. It's one thing for a person to give you an honest opinion, all right? It's one thing for a person to show you how something can get better. They show you how you could have improved on this part, or you could have increased here, right? I understand all that. But the problem that I have, y'all, is when a person is overly critical, okay? All of a sudden, when you want to become a culinary student, or you want to be a chef, all of a sudden they just turn into, Gordon Ramsay, right? All of a sudden, whenever you want to become a singer, or you want to go to, American Idol or Hollywood or wherever you want to go, Atlanta, wherever, y'all. Now they turning into Simon from American Idol. Yeah, all of a sudden, now that you want to become a bodybuilder, yeah, now they want to act like Arnold Schwarzenegger or somebody. Like, who are you? Right? Somebody drop that down below in the comments. Who are you? All of a sudden, they are the worst food critic, the worst bodybuilding critic. They are the hardest singing critic, as if they got platinum records. They've won multiple awards and won food competitions. I mean, I'm just being honest, y'all. They act like they are the top dogs, the top chefs. Like they just done did this for years. No, they are being overly critical because they are jealous of you, and to them, you are their biggest competition, right? Let them tell it, I can't win the race because you keep winning the race, right? It's almost like, the rivalry between Cedric the Entertainer and Martin in the movie, what you call it, y'all? Welcome Home, Roscoe Jenkins. One of my favorite movies, right? I'm going to say it's probably in my top 20 if I can be honest. But Welcome Home, Roscoe Jenkins, y'all. They had a rivalry. The same thing with the Johnson's family. Going back to my boy Cedric the Entertainer and Steve Harvey, a competitor show. All right, they brothers competing against one another. You see what I'm saying? This stuff happens in real life all the time. They become overly critical of your work, overly critical of your gift, overly critical of what you have to offer, right? It's like they're never happy. Number 5 is going to be this right here, y'all. Fake compliments. Fake compliments. Do not let this go over your head. Do not allow this to go over your head, okay? I know a lot of women deal with this, right? We're going to speak with the women for a second. I know a lot of women deal with this, especially when it comes to a lady saying, hey, girl, you look nice today. And she know in the back of her mind, she do not think that. And in the front of your mind that I don't even really got nothing on. You got to be lying. Y'all remember on the movie Friday, when Craig mama was walking outside and then Miss Parker had done said, hey girl, call me when you get home. And then Craig mama was like, okay. And it was like a fake laugh, a fake little chuckle. And she got inside her car like, you must be crazy if you think I'm about to call you. You ain't my friend. But what I'm saying, y'all, is that that's how it's the fake compliments. Same thing with guys. Hey, bro, I'm happy for you, bro. And then he started talking to Roger over here like, man, I'm glad he ain't get my position. Man, I'm glad he ain't get this, spot. Simply because it's a fake compliment. We are in competition. I just got to make it look like and seem like I'm not competing with you. It's all a cover-up. Yeah, somebody drop in the comments and say, I see your cover-up. Yes, sir. Make sure you drop in the comments, family, and say I see your cover up. That's the entire point that I am making, y'all. It's a fake compliment, all right? But with that being said, y'all, we're going to go ahead and conclude this video. Y'all get the point by now. Someone is jealous. You are their biggest competitor. Understand that, y'all. But let's do a recap, and then we'll get up out of here. So, number 1, they look up to you reluctantly. Number 2, they use you for information. Number 3, they overload you with their success. Number 4, they are overly critical. And number 5, y'all, fake compliments. Understand this, y'all. But I'm going to catch y'all in the next video. Y'all know how we do. Make sure you go over to the Rich Mentality Academy, okay? Be sure to join the membership. Go meet your tribe, all right? Not only that, y'all, get you a Yes Sir t-shirt. The seasons are about to change, y'all, so y'all know what that means. Get you a Yes Sir hoodie. And, of course, y'all check out any one of my books. But I'm going to catch y'all in the next video. Keep a rich mentality. Peace.